What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the brand new, all new 2022 Nissan Pathfinder and see what their new family-focused rugged SUV has to offer. And the model that we're looking at today is the Platinum 4x4, finished off in the two-tone Scarlet Ember Tintcoat with super black, and has an MSRP at $51,700. Underneath the hood of this all-new generation Nissan Pathfinder, you're going to find a 3.5-liter 6-cylinder engine. This V6 pumps out 284 horsepower with 259 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission. It sends the power to all 4 wheels, and with a curb weight around 4,600 pounds for the all-wheel drive model and running on an 18.5-gallon fuel tank, you're looking at 20 miles per gallon in the city with 25 out on the highway. The overall length is 197.7 inches with a wheelbase at 114.2. Height is 70.9 with width at 77.9 inches. The Pathfinder also has approach angle at 16.1 degrees with ground clearance at 7 inches. Departure angle is 15.6 degrees, and then max towing is 6,000 pounds. And then now moving on to the exterior look for the all-new 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. This has a very bold and rugged design, and I like how it comes together, especially with the two-tone paint job. We get somewhat of a C shape on these LED headlights. They have a very good look, all integrated into the front end. And then you can see this massive chrome trim piece around the grille. We get the new Nissan logo right in the center with all gloss black for the mesh within the grille. There's a lot of openings to provide maximum cooling to the engine. And then in the lower side of the bumper, you can also see all of the parking sensors, then more of this plastic trim with LED fog lights. You get some silver trim down below and then more openings. There's a ton of sharp lines in the front bumper, and it really wraps around and blends seamlessly to the hood. It looks very modern. You can see sharp lines on the farthest sides of the hood, fading their way all the way towards the windshield. And I think Nissan really did a good job making the new Pathfinder stand out. And then as we come around to the side profile, that plastic black trim from the front end goes around the front and rear fender arch, and you can see how we even get a chrome trim piece connecting the fender arches with Pathfinder written in them. We get a set of 20-inch wheels in all 4 corners with a multi-spoke design finished in a machined silver and a gunmetal gray. And then there's a really sharp line on the front fender, giving it a bulge to make it look much more aggressive. You can see smooth body lines going through the whole side profile, and then another sharp line for the rear fender to give it that wide look. This also gets a set of body color door handles and then gloss black mirror caps with an integrated turn signal as well as side view camera. The two-tone paint job you can see with all the gloss black for the A-pillar fading its way all the way towards the roof, and I really like how it's cut with the body color portion on the C-pillar. I also like the chrome trim underneath all of the windows, and then you get the black roof rails up top and then a panoramic roof. I really like how the side profile comes together, and it's a very proportional looking SUV. You can tell it does have some size to it, being a full 3-row vehicle. And then as you make your way to the rear end, the whole rear is blacked out with an integrated spoiler and the shark fin antenna, all finished in the black. We have a third brake light up top with the wiper blade down below. Then we get a set of LED taillights, all integrated into the bodywork, and I like how they are even connected with this gloss black bar. You get the new Nissan logo, Pathfinder is written all the way out on the tailgate. You even get your Platinum and 4-wheel drive logo, and then silver trim in the lower bumper with more parking sensors, along with your trailer hitch and connector down below. So there's a full look at the all-new 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. I think the exterior design is spot on. It looks very bold and modern, and I love this two-tone paint job. So I have Nissan's key fob, you even get remote start, and if I go ahead and lock the car, I can keep the key fob in my pocket and grab any of the door handles. It'll automatically unlock, and we can check out this interior. This Platinum trim level gets the chestnut colored Semi Aniline leather appointed interior. You're also going to see some black as well as brushed aluminum colored accents. If we make our way to the door panel, you can see that chestnut colored leather with some contrast stitching. We also get an aluminum colored release handle as well as memory seating. Black down below that with all of your window and mirror controls and a grab handle. Get a nice padded area for your armrest, and then a little bit of storage down below. We get Pathfinder written on this aluminum colored door sill, and then all of your power controls are on the left side of the seat. And then you can see the really nice leather interior with the black, this contrast stitching, and then all the perforated design for the quilted look. Very cool looking seats for sure with all the stitching. making our way all the way up towards the headrest. And then spinning around, we get a really cool looking black leather steering wheel with some silver trim and the new logo. And then now inside the Pathfinder, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. This gets a full LCD display for the gauge cluster, 12-inch screen right in the center, and then a 9-inch screen over for the infotainment. We have controls on the left side to take a look at everything in the screen. Right now in the center menu, you can scroll up and down and see a few things that will come up. Then you can go left and right, see your Apple CarPlay, navigation can come up as well. We also have information for the 4x4 distribution, tire pressure, engine start stop. We can also see more trip information that you can go up and down into. And then we have a home menu screen. Along the steering wheel, we also have Bluetooth and audio controls on the left side, as well as all the cruise control settings over on the right. And this even has a set of steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. They have a pretty good look and feel. We have the stock over on the right for your windshield wipers, and then on the left, all of your headlights and turn signal. And then on the left side of the actual steering wheel, we have our power liftgate. We have a button right here for the steering intervention, interior lighting. Then we have heads-up display information. You can see some of the leather along with one of the air vents. And then right in the center of the screen, the heads-up display system is right there. It'll show you your navigation and pretty much everything. A really good look at the dashboard now with all that leather design. I really like the stitching. There's a little bit of storage as well with a small shelf, and you can even open this up and we have a pretty large bucket for the glove box. And then taking a look at the center display now, really nice the way everything is integrated. You can scroll over and see a few more things for this menu. We have our map icon for the built-in navigation. We have settings as well, connectivity, audio. We have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can see everything that comes up. Then if I go ahead and take the vehicle and put it into reverse, we get the backup camera on the left side as well as the top-down view. And if I put us into drive and then tap the camera icon, you can see our front view camera that will come up as well. Underneath the screen, we also have track buttons, audio, menu, map, and camera shortcut. Tuning and scrolling on the right with your volume on off on the left, 2 air vents and your hazard, and then we get all the climate control settings down below. We get heated and ventilated seats, dual zone temperature that you can sync. We even get a heated steering wheel, your rear air conditioning controls, and then all the controls down below with an LCD screen right in the center. Then underneath that, we have a wireless phone charging mat with USB ports and auxiliaries, and then all that chestnut color comes through the center. And then underneath the center console, there's even a huge storage area to fit a bunch of different items, which is a really cool touch. We have our shift knob in the center, a little storage spot right here that you can place the cell phone vertically, which is a good touch. We even get 2 cup holders, electronic park and brake, as well as the engine start stop feature, and then all of your drive modes. You can just twist this to go into every single mode, and I really like how it comes up on the screen with a depiction of everything. Really easily you can tell which mode you're going to be going into, and this is a very capable 4x4 vehicle. Then we even have our downhill assist right in the center. We have the Pathfinder logo on the front portion of the armrest with more of the stitching and the nice leather. And then opening this up has a pretty good amount of storage space in here. And if we take a look one more time at the interior, the quilted leather looks really nice, and I like that it actually has genuine leather for this interior. Really does make this platinum trim level look super premium. We even get a full panoramic sunroof that you can see opened up. We have all of your controls up top for the sunshade and the glass. And then moving on to the rear seat space, if I open up the door panel's finished off just like we saw up front, and we even get extra storage for 2 cup holders. There's even a manual sunshade that we can lift up and lock into place. And then taking a look inside, we get all the same leather color back here. This does have captain's chairs, and it even has its own center console. There's storage on the back side of these front seats. Then you get all of your climate control settings, even with heated seats, and all the USBs down below. And then something very cool, you can press this button up front, and the whole seat gets out of the way to give you perfect access to enter the 3rd row. And this is even designed to where a car seat can still be in place. I can just push this back, and we can get it back into the normal position. If I pull this handle, it'll fold down, and we can lock this nice and flat. And then the center console is actually removable. There's a plastic trim piece up front that you can pop off, and then there's a handle on the inside that you can press. It'll unlock it, and we can pull this out to give you that entry and exit way to the 3rd row. Alright, so hopping now in the back seat of this Nissan Pathfinder. So that lever on the side is also the recline lever, and this can get pretty nice and back there. So definitely a pretty comfortable vehicle for some family road trips. We have air vents up top as well as those dome lights, and then grab handles. And then there's even a bar down below to slide this forwards and back for better legroom. So I'm 5'11", and with the driver's seat set at my height, I have plenty of knee room and foot room, and there's a ton of headroom back here. This is a really comfortable place to be. And then sitting in the third row, these seats even recline. You can grab the lever on the back, put them all the way back, and it's actually not a bad place to be. You can see the difference between not reclined and reclined. So if I go ahead and grab the seat, it locks back into place, and there's actually decent legroom and headroom and everything back here. Pretty surprising for being how big this vehicle is. As you can see, the seat's a little low down here, so there's a lot of space, but my knees actually have space to where I could certainly be back here. The seat right in the center isn't too bad either, and of course, if that center console is removed, I have even more legroom. So this is a really practical vehicle, even with the third row. I like how you get cup holders, USB ports, and then there's speakers back here and good size windows. And then to take a look at the rear storage space, I can press the button, open up the power liftgate. There is a button on the back, and you also have that one on the interior. With the third row folded up, you still get a lot of space back here, and you can even open up this, and it'll stay in whatever position to keep that open, and we get a huge bucket down here for a lot of items. And then I really like how with all the headrests, you can just pull this and lower them for better driver visibility. And then you just grab these handles and unlock the seat, and we can fold these up and get them nice and flat. And then with the second row folded nice and flat, you can see just how much more storage space you're gonna get in the back of a Nissan Pathfinder. Really is a super usable vehicle, and you can even see all the space up in front of these seats. All right guys, so we are setting off now in the 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. And I'm actually gonna have this for 2 weeks, and I'm doing a 1,500 mile road trip in this Pathfinder this coming weekend. So I'm gonna have a lot of time in this, but today's video to get my bearings with it, to really see what this thing has to offer for my first impressions. So driving right now, we're at 50 miles an hour. This is really comfortable and smooth. I love the fact that we have the leather interior, same leather that my GTR has actually, and I can tell the feeling of it. It just has a really good high quality feeling. But there's a lot of good padding in it. Armrests are in a great place, and you have all sorts of maneuverability to get this really good. I really like the steering wheel too. It feels sporty. The leather has a good feeling to it as well. And then for road quality ride noise and things like that, it's pretty quiet in here. You know, all I really hear is my ventilated seat on and the air conditioning blowing. It's a pretty smooth to drive vehicle. I like the transmission and engine. When I drove the Nissan Frontier quite a bit, I really liked the 9-speed. This one has pretty much the same layout like that, but I think the 9-speed does a pretty good job just giving you the power when you need it. And with that power plant and this like ride quality feeling, this SUV feels like a really solid car. So hitting the brakes, they also do a pretty good job. Not really too much brake dive. There's just a little bit when you hit the brakes on it. But let's test out some power. We will go into the sport mode, feel this V6 out. All right. Up to 55 miles an hour, not really thinking too much of it. It's got a peppy power plant for sure. I like how Nissan gives you a V6, you know, not just a 4-cylinder in such a big car. I think it's really good that they've done that. So now let's try to find a little bit of an off-road path to feel out how this vehicle is. So if I play with this, I will go into the mud and rut. And the fact that you have the cameras and everything, the ground clearance, I can see that front view and really see where this SUV is gonna go. Gives me that good added visual, all the parking sensors and everything. But we got the all-wheel drive system. Really easily walks through this small trail. Obviously we're not hardcore off-roading with it, but as we just get a little bit of mud going, I mean, it tackles it really well. And the suspension, really smooth ride quality with it. And I like how it's kind of an automatic system. You just set your drive mode and then you just drive it. But I like how this type of SUV is something, if you're gonna go on a family camping trip or something and you wanna be able to take your SUV and take your family with the third row, I like how this is gonna give you that. And it's definitely a smooth vehicle to drive going through the brush like this. And then finishing it up on the little off-road trail. I mean, this is a Pathfinder, so we gotta find a path out here. But I like how it certainly is a capable SUV. And I like how easy it is to go back into all the different drive modes. So back into sport mode, and we can quickly get right back up to some speed. And then into eco mode now. So it's a really good blend of everything. That's what you kind of want in an SUV like this. This is designed to be the family hauler, the daily driver, and yet you can go on an adventure. You can tow a lot, 6,000 pound towing. I mean, you can tow the boat, the utility trailer with the dirt bikes and four-wheelers. You really can do a lot. And then switching over to the point of view, the visibility in this SUV is pretty good as well. You have a really large windshield and the hood is nice and flat to where it's just a big view. Mirrors all do a really good job. And then even looking over your right and left shoulder, not really any crazy blind spots, nothing out of the ordinary. I like how the fact you can take those headrests and fold them down back there. But let's go ahead and put us back into the sport mode, and then we can bump this over and down into the manual mode, and let's use these paddle shifters. Pretty responsive actually. You know, it's not a sports car, but it's nice how you get that touch, especially if you're going to be towing. You do have the tow mode as well. That's going to be a really good touch just to keep it into the gear you want and really do a good job. And then getting on the highway, we'll test out the cruise control a little bit better, but it certainly packs a punch. I mean, that really gets up to speed. There is no question this is a pretty peppy vehicle. And then now getting on the actual highway, let's test this out. So turning the cruise control on and everything and hitting set. Everything lights up green now. We can adjust our speed a little bit more. And the car's gonna do what it needs to do. It's gonna monitor the car in front, do the lane keeping, the steering intervention. And this is gonna be a great vehicle, of course, for long distance highway cruising. So I have a 10-hour road trip in this in just a few days, but already this is gonna be a pretty nice SUV for that. But I think that is then about it for the 2022, the all-new generation Nissan Pathfinder, the Platinum trim level, beautiful vehicle inside and out. I think you really do get a lot for the money. It seems to be really nicely loaded up. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content to come, and I'll see you in the next video.